In today's video, I'm going to show you how hackers break into websites using what's called SQL injection. Don't worry, this is completely safe, completely legal. We're going to use a fake bank website. This is going to be the website for the demo. Let's get right into it. This is Outro Mutual, a fake banking website. Don't worry, it's completely legal. Don't try this on a real website. So for us to get access to this website, you need to use what's called a SQL injection. SQL stands for a structured query language. It's how websites talk to the database. So normally when you log in to a website, they run something like this here. This is going to be a normal kind of query that runs in the background, right? It's like this is a username admin and is a password, whatever it may be. So that runs in the background, something you don't see. But if an input isn't protected, a hacker can use or send malicious SQLs like this to basically bypass any kind of password or login information. So it could look something like this, or you put in this because 1 does equal 1, right? This is how we break that query language. For SQL injection to work, there's 3 things that must go wrong. 1, the website doesn't check what you typed. Number 2, it builds its code using your input. And 3, it shows errors or clues when something breaks. So now that you know what SQL injection is, we're going to use it on real life example on this fake website for testing purposes. So if we go in here and we type admin and we use a test for password, it's going to give us an error message, right? Incorrect password. Now if we go back to what we know before, we know basically a broken injection here. We're going to use this and we're going to use same thing. We're going to type this in down here, and that's going to give us access because those three points that we mentioned are correct, right? The website doesn't check what you type. It builds its code using your input, and then it shows errors or clues when something breaks. So there's no basically SQL protection on the website, no protection from the database through the web server. So that's why we're able to get into the website. Okay, so here's why that input works. So we put this on both fields into the website, and it's going to check for username and password. So this is the normal field, right? We have select from user where username equals your input and password equals your input. So when we entered this and this for the password, the SQL became select from user where this input and password is that input. So if we had nothing there, right, we left it just like this. We had apostrophes, right? But we added 1 equals 1, which is always true, right? So we added a true statement. Since that statement is true, we're able to get a successful login. So here's a real life example of what actually happened. So let's imagine that we go up to a building. Security guard asks us for a name and password. Say my name is Scene, password is Hunter2. The guard checks his list, says yes, you're on the list, come on in, right? That's the correct password. And let's say another person walks up and says, all right, my name is Scene. Let's say guard, he walks up, right, and says my name is, or 1 equals 1, right? He hears this, thinks for a little bit. It is on a list, but 1 does equal 1. So that is always true. Guard thinks about it and he lets you in. Why this works is because it's basically tricking the security guard or website to, into a true statement. So what SQL injection does is it fools the system thinking you're allowed, even when you're not. So all because the website doesn't check your input properly. So I'm going to show you guys another input we can try and how we can inject without even putting in all that information. Okay, the next injection we're going to try is going to be admin apostrophe hyphen hyphen. You're going to do hyphen hyphen for the password. And that's going to give us access here. Yep. All right, perfect. So here's why it works. What a normal website would do is it will select from user where username equals admin or whatever it may be, and then password equals whatever. And when we typed in the admin, type in admin dash hyphen, sorry, and we tell the database to ignore everything after this. So this is what it looks like here. So select from user where username equals admin and password equals blank. So when we add these two hyphens, it tells the database to ignore everything after that. So all we need to do is just add this for the password, and it worked. So it just killed the database after the username. So what we just did is we logged into a fake bank website without knowing the real password or username. This is what it's called a SQL injection. By typing in apostrophe or apostrophe 1 equals apostrophe 1 into username and password fields, that tricked the website into thinking that the login was successful because 1 equals 1 is always true. And it worked because the website looked at what you type and use it directly into its database code. It didn't clean or check your input. That's what makes it vulnerable. So now imagine if this was a real website, the hacker could steal usernames, passwords, credit card information, even the full database. So if you guys want to try it out for yourself, you can go to testfire.net. It's made for learning, legal, and safe. But if you liked the video so far, you got some value from it, hopefully you guys did. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.